Hello my dear friends of Symphonic Brass Music, and welcome to another video on that channel. Talking about the early careers of that job and what I would like to tell myself when I was younger. And I still don't get me wrong, I still don't feel like I'm in the end of that journey, because I think you'll never be at the end of the journey of being the best audio engineer, mixing engineer, recording engineer whatsoever at all. So if you're starting out or you just decided, well, I want to do this music thing, I encountered one big problem, or I encounter now one big problem on my younger self. I thought I was fucking good, and I wasn't. And I wished I would have kicked myself way more in the ass than I actually did. And I cringe over a lot of projects I did, because I was listening to a lot of old stuff in the last few days, because I found a bunch of old CDs named Demo 2007, something like that. And I seriously cringe about this. But it took me the path I went, so I appreciate doing these projects. But I cringe about being very confident about these projects. And I would love to tell my younger self, be humble. Just do all that stuff, but don't think you're actually good, because you're not. And I now don't feel like I'm any good, but people actually paying me money to do this, so I might have some skills. I don't know. Yes, I know I have some skills, but I know what is missing. And I didn't know what's been missing back then. And this is something I want to give you back, actually, if you are starting out. Be prepared that there will be the point where you say everything I did is rubbish. And I hope that this thought is coming more early than later, because I'm a firm believer that you only learn from mistakes. You can only learn if you fail. You can only learn if you realize, well, that album is shit. And I want to give you a few examples. There, I don't tell you names, obviously. But when I was living back in my parents' house, I started writing music for other people. I asked a singer if she wants to do a project with me, and we start sort of a band, and I write the songs, provide all the studio stuff, and she's singing on it. And at that stage of my life, I'd written my second musical, which been a huge success in the local area. It's rubbish. The musical is rubbish, but we did it, and we're pretty happy about it. For German speaking, there's a video about this musical up in the corner now, in the info box now. I might do an English version as well later. So I was on a sort of a height of self-confidence, because I did this huge project. Not particularly realizing what I did great and what I did not so great on that project, because nowadays I know doing this project in the first place is a great achievement, and I'm really proud of that. And I'm not proud of the story or the music I wrote. No, this is all rubbish, but that we did it, that's great. So anyway, I was on a height of self-confidence, and I wrote some songs. There are some songs now I want to refresh. There's actually one song I recycled for Arrow, which is in demo state now, that might come out, might not come out, let's see. But there are a few songs on that demo CD where I think they are actually quite good. But they are not extremely good. and they are recorded poorly. I didn't know better back then, so it doesn't matter. But I really was confident that I'm gonna make it and I'm gonna be famous with this record. No, I will not be. And the best thing that could happen with that project is that the singer eventually called me and said she's not interested anymore because it's rubbish. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? These are the best songs ever. And now, like 14 years later, I don't know, I'm standing here saying, no, this is all rubbish. And that would have been a bad move. So I learned a lot from it. But I was way too self-confident. If I would have made that record and said, well, okay, this is all I can, and maybe we have the opportunity to go some professional places and make that record actually great, and let someone else do the work I can't, or let someone help me because I'm just 20-ish and don't have much experience, there would have been the chance to make that record successful and professional. But doing it all by myself, learned a lot, but the album never could have been successful at all. There was no chance of it. And so I stumbled across a lot of projects like this where I thought, well, this is the greatest thing ever. Listening back now, and I say, well, no. And this goes back to the very last project I did, actually, because I still encounter stuff where I think, I can do better. And I'm always thinking about, what can I improve? What is this that makes my new production way better than the last one? And there are only a few songs where I actually say this is good enough to my current standards. But I'm keeping my feet on the ground and saying I might be doing better next year. So let's see where this takes me. So what do I want to tell you? I want to tell you that you should do as many projects as you can. Doesn't matter if it's mixing, recording, songwriting, beat producing, rapping, whatever. Do as many projects as you possibly can. Try to improve every time, but don't fool yourself into this is the greatest thing ever, because you will eventually, hopefully, improve and look back on what you did and say, well, I could have done better and I could change that and could have changed that and why I didn't know about this, and so on and so forth. And what I want you to encourage is to let go. That's an even more important thing, I'd say. I hate working on projects for too long. So I finish a project, and then it's done, and I move to the next one, probably something completely different. And then after a year or something, I'll look back and say, has that been any good? Can I improve on that? Because if I don't let go, it will be a never-ending story, and that doesn't help anyone at all. So, yeah. Do a lot of projects. Don't put them out in the world too early, because there is a lot of shit on Spotify. There are a lot of records where I think, well, I hope these guys just improve 2 years later, and there's a new project out there which is way better. There are songs by me which could have been way better, but that's been the state of that year. So there you go. Yeah. And do as much stuff as you can, and have that perspective of self-doubt, and then you'll eventually succeed and move forward and get better in everything you do. I hope that's been a bit helpful for you. If you like this kind of videos, just hit that subscribe button for new video coming up every week. Thanks for liking, sharing, and if you have any questions, just leave a comment below. And if you want to support me, there's a Patreon page showing up in the description below or on screen now or later. Thanks very much for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.